Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on Survive the Apocalypse. And obviously, I'm a little bit burnt and it's been a while since I actually have played the game, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about the new update, which is something that dropped last Saturday. Today is Tuesday, Pacific Standard Time. So definitely I've been all over the place. So let's go ahead and just jump in and get started and talk about the first thing, which is gonna be the new Pack-a-Punch machine or the weapons upgrader. So pretty much in order to find this weapons upgrader, you have to go ahead and get your generates to level 5, and then it'll spawn in a random place on the map. And once you go ahead and find it, it's going to look like this. Two little arrows pointing up with a pink, or not pink, purple background. I'm sorry, I'm a little colorblind today, ain't I? But once you head over there, you're going to go ahead and see the machine. And this is what the building's going to look like right here. And once you go inside, you're going to go ahead and see this upgraded weapons depot right here. And you're gonna need something called a wrench, which I do have. I have a total of about 3 of them. 1, 2, I don't see the third. But this is what the wrench is gonna look like. You go ahead and get this wrench from the military base right here, the raiding compound, I guess you could call it. And so once you go ahead and have it, you're just gonna go ahead and hold it in your inventory, and then you're gonna just go ahead and repair. And once you repair, you're gonna go ahead and see that you could go ahead and use it right off the bat. Now, from my understanding, there's not too many weapons that could actually go in there. But once you go ahead and place it in, you could go ahead and pretty much get rid of 500 of your points right here for an upgrade on your gun. And I believe this one is going to be piercing, which does double damage to enemies. Or I guess you could say like armor damage, piercing damage. So same thing. We're going to go ahead and run it again. And just keep in mind there are going to be different types of stuff that you can go ahead and get. 2 bullets minus 40% damage. So I guess you could go ahead and call this double tap in Left 4 Dead. So pretty much this is double tap. And then I guess this one, piercing, what would that be? I mean, technically it's also a double tap, but it doesn't exactly do double damage. But yeah, that's pretty much the logistics of it. You are going to get a random perk to it every single time. So let's go ahead and see how it looks. So yeah, you can see 2 bullets shooting out of this guy as you run around. And obviously I'm not going to be using piercing right off the bat. Oh boy. Now we're going to head back over there real quickly to go ahead and talk a little bit more about it. But pretty much I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a throwable. So before, you wouldn't exactly have this on your screen. And when you go ahead and press the throwable, now you could go ahead and see where you're throwing it at. So you have a clear line of view. And this is mainly for PCs. When you go ahead and use that line of view is when you're running around. Now for mobile, it's going to be the exact same thing. It's going to be a little bit more complicated from my understanding. Obviously, I've talked to a couple people that use mobile, and they said it's the same exact thing. However, you got to go ahead and just hold down your screen, from my understanding. I could be completely wrong, but from my understanding, that's how it is for mobile. Just hold down your screen, and you could go ahead and walk as you hold down your screen, and that's pretty much how you go ahead and do it. Now, I don't exactly think I have any melee weapons aside from the one I have in my hand. Let me see if I can go ahead and use it. I guess you can. Let's see if we can use this. Can we? Electrical damage is okay. So I guess you can use the Bloodthirster, which is interesting. From my understanding, maybe I got this completely wrong, but when I was talking to a couple people, they said that class individual weapons are unable to be upgraded like melee weapons. But I guess it might be the opposite way around. From my understanding, there's only 10 guns that could go ahead and get upgraded on here. And I'm going to continue upgrading guns here just to go ahead and see which one can get upgraded and which one cannot. Obviously, I feel like the ray gun might not be able to get upgraded. Inferno sounds pretty crazy. Maybe they can all upgrade now. I don't know. Maybe I got my information wrong here. But it looks like they're all able to upgrade to some degree. I don't like this update, though. I'm going to go... Not update. This upgrade on my gun. I'm going to go ahead and change that because that looked kind of boring. Okay, I like this one a lot. Forceful seems cool. I'm not exactly what the percentage chance of each one getting is. I don't know if there's the one that's overpowered or one that is not overpowered. But for right now, piercing. Okay, we got piercing again. I'll keep piercing. So right now, from my understanding, there's lethal, scattershot, piercing, inferno, and that's it. I don't know. Maybe there was more and I just didn't see it on the screen. But from my understanding, you go ahead and do a total of 10 guns as well as 6 melee upgrades. Now, another thing I'd like to go ahead and talk about is going to be the 3 new variants, which I personally haven't exactly seen, but we're going to go ahead and see if we could find them on the next Blood Moon. Now, these are going to be showing up on late games, which could potentially mean past day 200. And these variants are going to be the new Muscle variant, the new Hazmat variant, and the new Screamer variant, which I'm going to be honest with you, we don't need more Screamers. Screamers are toxic. Alright, and so we are on day 185, so I want to see if I can find any of these new variants, which I highly doubt I can. Not 100% sure. I think they'll spawn past day 250 or 200. Usually past like those overwhelming days, you'll go ahead and see a couple of them. So we might not show them in this video specifically, but we will hopefully be able to potentially find them later on in a later on video, just because I feel like it's just gonna be so difficult to go ahead and try to find these guys. But just to go ahead and tell you guys once again, the three variants are gonna be these: the muscle variant, which I call brutes, Hazmat variant, and the screamer variant, which I'm very hopeful that it's not going to be too much of a pain, because usually they are a pain. Alright, so I'm pretty much going to go over a little bit of this stuff, which we already kind of covered. And unfortunately, I'm not going to exactly go for the new zombie variants, because I have no idea when they're going to spawn. I'll probably make another video on these guys, just go ahead and talk about them, but I hope they're not as bad as the Blight, which is a spitter that has mushrooms on him, because that is the only zombie that I hate in this game. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about the new weapon upgrader, which I call Pack-a-Punch. Spawns randomly in the level 5 generator area, requires a wrench from the military base to go ahead and repair, which we did go over briefly. Currently has 10 guns that can be upgraded and 6 melee upgrades as well. 3 new late game zombie variants, which includes the muscle or brute, hazmat, and the screamer or witch. The path of throwables is visible when holding down click, and for mobile users you can go ahead and hold down throwables, and they can also travel towards the center of the screen instead of just tapping positions. Now this is probably the best part about it. Lower quality modes hides ragdolls. And what does ragdoll mean? Because I know I'm gonna get this question. Ragdoll pretty much means when someone dies and their body just kind of like flips all over the way, or like just currently like just gets off of the screen. That's what a ragdoll is. It means something that potentially has like died. Usually it's a player or a zombie. Won't exactly go like flying to the end of the universe. All settings on mobile buttons can be edited in the lobby. What is that? Network optimizations that should reduce RECV, I don't know what that is, with large amounts of mobs. So I'm pretty much sure that this is pretty much to go ahead and counteract whenever there's a lot of mobs, it gets laggy. Some map optimizations, which is probably going to be the optimization with the new little Pack-a-Punch symbol, which is going to be the 2 arrows pointing up and the purple background. And some bugs were fixed, and unfortunately I don't know too much about the bugs because I've been kind of out of the loop. Like you guys, I told you guys in my live stream, I'm going to EDC Las Vegas. Just came back and I feel like I'm 50 Shades of Red now. But yeah, that's pretty much the update. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. We'll see you guys on the next one. So then, take care.